Commission Legislative Committee, September 25th. We're starting at 6:10. Members present on the committee are Commissioner Seaborn and Roseanne Carton-Smith and myself, Claude Morrison, Chairman. Okay, we've taken the roll. I think on that thing there's a section for guests.
Let me see that. Just for record keeping.
Okay, we need to approve the agenda. There's a couple additions we'd like to make. One is something that our county trustee has about fees on property that we've seized for taxes. So we'll add that under new business. Is there a better title for that, John?
I'm sorry.
What would be a title for what we're adding for on the
It's a resolution to amend code 67, chapter 5. It's due to property that's inherited by the county due to delinquent taxes.
taxes, okay. Taxes. The other thing is paramedic and other ambulance service school funding. Is there anything else anybody has to add to this agenda?
Nope. I move approval as amended.
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I have review minutes from the joint meeting, but they've already been looked at. The minutes attached are from the June 19th committee meeting. Is there any comments or changes to those minutes?
Let's see, was that was there? Okay. Now I recommend approval.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, public comments. John? We'll get to you when we get to the discussion.
Thank you.
And Terry, you want to make some comments when we get to the personnel evaluation?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Sounds good.
Okay. I thought it was attached, but I don't believe it is.
Yeah, I don't see it. Did she put it in your folder?
This is in the folder. Okay. I apologize, folks. I thought it was in the folder. It's a very simple amendment. The original one had 60-day probationary period for new employees.
Had a what probationary period?
60 days.
60 days,
We
okay.
changed to 90.
Okay.
The latest resolution. I was at the meeting. Terry, is there anything else you changed in that?
No, I have that if you want it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it if you don't mind. If you have it easily, don't.
That's really the only thing that we changed.
Okay.
60 to 90.
Yeah. What was the desire to do that based on?
It was based off of, here you go. Based off of recommendations back from, I guess, all the head departments.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. I just.
I think we thought 90 days would be a more appropriate period to know
Yeah.
if somebody was going to meet the goals. I reviewed that. I was at the meeting when we discussed it.
She once said, yeah, doesn't say much. Just change the time period. What changes for the employees after they're no longer probationary? Do they get benefits then, or do you?
Well, they're actually a full employee anyways, from day one. The thing is if you have an issue, if a department head, say, well, John has an issue with a new hire that they can't really do what they said they can do.
Yeah.
He's got a way to get them out.
Yeah.
whole
That-
lot easier than.
I was just curious whether there was
sitting
anything
there
else.
Biting the bullet and, this person is doing nothing but causing turmoil in our office and, no, he has a way to get out.
Understand, all right.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I'll give a quick update on the personnel evaluation form. We made a couple word changes that were requested by the mayor's office. I sent it to him. It was discussed in the last personnel and plan.
No, we don't need it right now, I don't
Plans and
think.
personnel meeting. It was essentially what we had before, just those couple minor changes. Our county attorney at North attended the plans and policy meeting. There was good long discussion about the issue. They agreed to put it off while he does some further research on two issues. I guess one is, should we have a personnel evaluation? The other is the members of the, 2 or 3 members of the Plans and Policy Committee had volunteered to do training for county supervisors, just some role training on how to conduct a session if you have an employee that's having problems and stuff like that. And so it's on hold while Council North has a couple weeks to look at it. Terry, do you want to add anything to that? Please feel free to.
That's really the main thing that we had, that he held it off on, was that, I think that the mayor probably had some issues with some of the items on it, so we allowed him to have, he wanted to make sure he went through, and I believe he's gonna be talking to all the department heads. It's kind of what he led us to believe. He wanted to get a little bit more information from the department heads to see if they were all on board with this. And this will help settle a lot of problems down the line. If you have an employee that you need to get rid of, and you have cause to get rid of them, it makes it a whole lot simpler if you have it, and if they do their evaluation sheet once a year, and this is all we're asking them to do, first of the year, they can pick the time when they wanna do it, try to get it done before budget time, that way it's not bothering them. They ought to be able to sit there and put that out, and that gives them backup information. Do I really like this employee? Am I having a problem with that employee? Or are they a great employee? And it's a simple evaluation. I think, John, you've maybe even seen that evaluation form, so. But he wanted to talk to some of the department heads, and as soon as that's done, I believe that, we ought to be able to have it resolved maybe
Yep.
this next meeting.
Sounds good. I hope so too.
So on that, so minor changes are coming,
The minor changes have already been made.
they've been
The
made,
biggest change was,
and
applying it to all departments, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And granted, the police, the county police department, their policy, their evaluation form is way past what we have. I mean, we're trying to keep something
Yeah.
simple, standardized for every department to be able to use.
Yeah.
So that's just a matter of information at the next, our next plans and policies and our next legislative. We will hopefully be able to approve this and get it to the November county commission meeting, or possibly there's a special call in October that I don't know that we can make that day. Okay, so that is an update on that. Any questions? Okay. Okay,
You got a handout there, huh?
oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I think, our trustee, John Marchesani, could probably explain this. Basically, let me just preface it with, if the county acquires some tax properties because of default on tax and the tax sale doesn't go through and the county ends up owning the property, we've been paying HHA fees and stuff on property that we only required because taxes weren't paid. We ended up, the sheriff's sale didn't sell it. Correct me if I'm wrong. And we asked the legislature last year, this is the exact copy of what the commission passed last year. So this will be up to them for the January session to pass a special resolution for Coffee County that if we weren't using that property, that we'd have vacancies, that we wouldn't have to pay HHA and other fees on it. John can tell us how much we're paying out annually on this right now. And like I said, this is the exact wording of what was last year. I've got the one from last year, I just used Adobe PDF, copied it, and changed the dates. I think it's a no-brainer, it'll save the county some money, so John, why don't you tell us anything else you think we need to know?
Sure. Be glad to.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, committee members. Appreciate the opportunity to explain this to you tonight. Last year, this was passed at the County Commission on November the 8th. Went to the House and was passed in the House, and for whatever reason, it wasn't passed in the Senate. I'm just going to read this to you. It's basically the same thing that Claude said. It's under taxes, it's real property. As introduced, this bill provides that whenever Coffee County acquires property at tax sale, any non-government entity holding a vested and duly recorded contractual right to that property or fees or assessments secured of the property retains such a right to further provide that Coffee County will be liable for the payment of such fees and assessments if the county makes actual use of that property that's purchased at tax sale. So what this does, is any homeowners association at this point, at this time, can assess fees on property, delinquent personal property that the county acquires as a result of that property being delinquent and going to a tax sale. This resolution would act as an insurance program, if you will. It would reduce the liability of the county paying homeowner association fees to property that's in default. So again, what I'm asking for is this committee to approve this resolution. I'm asking for it to go to the full commission, back to Representative Brickin, and then back from the House onto the Senate.
And this is basically the exact same language as last year.
Absolutely.
That the lawyer said was
Yeah.
good, right?
As a matter of fact, I have a copy.
Because when
of-
you read it, it reads weird to me, but,
Well,
but I know that that's a law thing.
I've
so-
got last year's too,
Yeah.
there it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is a copy of last year's, and it's basically the same.
Yeah, I remember looking at it, so.
And,
I remember last year thinking it looked weird, so.
I just grabbed it with a PDF editor, changed, the only thing I changed was 2023 on it, so.
Yeah. No, it's a good, do you have any idea how much we might have paid last year like that?
That's what I would like to.
Well, I
I
can
know
tell
in
you,
previous years it was higher, but,
I can tell you, and again, I've got a copy of this if you'd like to have it. It shows that in 2010, this was the,
yeah, I remember, I'll let you keep your copy, but I remember.
I've got plenty of copies. So the summary of the bill that went through on April the 5th, 23, in a ruling of Travis versus trustees of Lakewood Park versus Coffee County dated May 26, 2010, the Tennessee Court of Appeals found the county liable for payments of fees assessed by a non-government entity in excess of $200,000. So again, it's not that much, not
For
as
the
much
state,
today, but
Yeah,
I just think it's to be a good steward, we should look at this and take care of it.
That saves money for other budget items.
Well, if it'll remove Coffee County from that liability.
Yeah. Any other questions for our trustee?
no.
Okay, someone want to move that we approve this?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I make a motion, a second.
Sorry.
Any further discussion?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And let's do this.
I
Let's
was about to say, do we need to sign it to sponsor it?
Yeah, I've got one right here.
Yep.
I'm signing, and if I get both you to sign it too.
Yep.
Then we'll forward that on and get that next commission meeting. Wish they were all as simple.
do you want to sign it as well? Doesn't matter.
Yes.
I think we just need at least two, right?
Two, but it's
Better
good
to have more for
Yeah.
this sort of thing.
Okay, John.
Any questions on anything?
No.
Okay.
Well, appreciate
It's one
you.
of those things that seems ridiculous, you should have to ask.
Lynn, did you need this?
I'll take it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks again, John.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next item is the funding for training for the employees of the ambulance service.
Yeah, I just handed, did I hand you a stack? I did. Of the minutes we had,
Oh,
because
the
the minutes say what,
Yeah, excuse me. See where I put my stack here.
is it over there? Looks like that stack's I think on the
It's the
bottom.
agenda, but let me see if I put the
No,
bottom of
there's-
that stack.
No, I didn't. I handed it to you, didn't I?
You did.
Oh, here. Oh, this is the copy. of the-
Budget and finance, here we go.
Here's the policy, here on that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is this part of new business?
Yes. Yep.
So if you want, I'll just mention, so down at the bottom of this, this page with the minutes, and there's a summary of what we passed in budget and finance, but it was in response to, it was forwarded on to us from the policy and procedures. I'll just read it. Updated EMS tuition policies sent from policy and procedures. The updated policy states that all positions of paramedics, critical care, medic, AMT, AEMT, and basic EMT certifications are now eligible for tuition reimbursement. Apparently before, they had certain categories of people that could get reimbursed and others that couldn't, and they're all taking similar courses, so, we didn't make a budget amendment to that because we won't know what's needed until somebody actually takes the training and requests the reimbursement, so. But we agreed that it wasn't likely, first of all, that it was not fair to have one classification of EMT and not another being able to take the training. And that we didn't think it'd be a large budget impact, so. And then I guess this is a copy of the policy here. Parts that they changed or not. Scope. Yeah, I think they're in the scope is where they changed it, right? The policy applies to all requests by full-time CCEMS employees for assistance in paying for basic EMT, AEMT, paramedic, and critical care paramedic school. So.
Do
Any
you
other,
have another one of those?
yeah, I think you do.
Sorry.
Thank you.
And then the other thing is I don't think we've limited our ability to set limits on the amount that we'll pay. We just said that everybody's eligible to request.
I think here it said, funding was based on each license level here on page 2.
Yeah.
That would be probably the max.
Yeah. I'm just saying that the commission could always lower it if we had a budget crunch or something, so.
So, Terry, if you want to say something in a minute, let's get the discussion first. Does somebody want to
Yeah,
make a motion?
I don't have, yeah, I'm sorry, I'll make a motion to approve just for discussion purposes.
A second.
Okay. Discussion. Terry, do you want to add anything to it?
Well, there is a limit. You have
Yeah,
limits.
yeah, I saw it.
Because you have, because our IRS section one 127 currently, you can only
Yeah.
go $5,250.
Yeah.
$50 per physical year, so, yeah, that's.
Is that per person?
Per person,
Yeah.
What's the limit?
$5,250. We've offered them also that if they use the Hope Scholarship money, that if they save the county that money, that half of that money that they saved to us, we're gonna give that back to them as a bonus.
But we don't have that listed in here, do
It's
we?
not listed in
Yeah.
there, but that's
Yeah.
gonna be part of our
That you're gonna plan to do.
thing.
The, yeah, and I think this IRS limit is not saying you can't, I don't think it's saying you can't give more.
Yeah.
It's just that to that limit, it's
Becomes
it's
taxable.
taxable. Yeah, over that limit it would become taxable. But, so it makes sense to give that amount, so.
Lynn, did you have anything else to add?
I don't have anything else. And we do have a repayment clause in there, so that's nice to see. pass your classes. It's standard tuition reimbursement policy in there, as I can tell. Yeah, and you've got it down there in 7A. Due to budget constraints, all requests may not be granted in any given year. So, we're covered.
Any other discussion, questions?
No.
Okay, call the vote, all in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Okay.
So just so you know, I'm sorry, I'm looking ahead.
Sure, go
I'm
ahead.
reading ahead. That October 23rd, I think I'll be out of town? No, I'm sorry, I'll be out of town the previous week, so.
Okay, that
Yep.
also apparently may be the date that our mayor's looking at having a special
Yeah.
county commission
Yeah.
meeting. So we may have to modify that,
Yep.
or move the date around.
Yeah.
Hopefully by then, our.
If you want to move it up, I'll be gone the previous week. I'll be in Utah at a conference, so.
Okay, oh, Utah for a
Yeah,
conference.
I've never been to Utah, so I'm kind of excited.
Oh, it's a beautiful
Yeah,
state.
it's
I've been there many times.
So 6 o'clock works better for me, but if he calls a special meeting, it'll be at 6.
6, yeah.
So then we might do this at 5,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I'm hoping by then, let's see, your meeting, Terry's the week before, right?
We've moved ours to the 23rd too.
Okay. All right, so
We
we'll
just
do a
all
joint
come
meeting.
stay all night.
We talked about a joint,
Yeah,
in our policy and procedure, we talked about having a joint meeting with y'all.
okay.
If that's, doable again, for the reason to move that.
I think it is, because that way
Yeah.
we can have the
just to
discussion.
move- Just so we can move that
Yeah.
one policy through.
Yep,
Yeah.
Since
I think
it's being
that-
already delayed now for 2 months.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that worked well, having a joint meeting, because we were able to resolve things right there and there, and not have to send it back and forth for another month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we gonna do that then?
Yes, let's make that a joint.
What we
meeting.
have it as on our schedule right now is
At what time?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, yeah.
Okay.
And if it turns out that we don't have a special called legislative, full county commission meeting, we can move that meeting back to 6.
Okay, we can just play that by
I
ear.
I recognize your issues.
Thank you, I appreciate that very much.
Okay, any,
And that would probably work with us if you wanted to do that with you.
okay.
with the-
Well, if it ends up,
We'll
as-
know.
if we end up having a county commission meeting at 6, then we'll try and do this meeting at 5. It should be fairly quick. If we don't have a county commission meeting, we'll probably keep this meeting at 6 o'clock.
Okay, do you want us to do it as a joint one still, though?
Yeah, if you guys are
I think
ready.
we're fine with that.
The other thing is if it's an issue, we could always, several of us be here and hear what they have to say and then turn around and have our meeting after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could just,
Yeah.
if you want to give time for
I
everybody to
I
get
don't
it.
think there was any issues or
Yeah.
anybody who was upset with the joint meeting, so.
No, it was good.
I had all kind of great comments about it.
Okay. All right, well, depending upon whether we have a special county commission meeting on the 23rd or not, we'll meet at 5 if there's a county commission meeting. We'll meet at 6 if there isn't one that evening in this room. Any other business for this committee? Any other comments in the audience? John? Terry?
Good.
Appreciate y'all being here. And would somebody make a motion to adjourn?
So moved. I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah, second. All in
Yeah,
favor?
you gotta make one of these.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you all. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Claude, did you read our minutes from our last meeting?
Yeah.
She did a pretty good writing it, but I can't believe she had all that down.
It was almost like it was a transcript.
Yeah, Heather was having to do some fast writing because there was a lot of discussion.
Which meeting, the joint meeting?
No,
Oh,
no. The last one we had on this, procedure on
Yeah.
evaluation.
If you have any interest in that.
Ed North, Ed.
I'll be out of town that day.
Ed
Pretty much the
came in with
first 2
guns
weeks of
going.
October, I'm traveling like crazy.
And then kind of snowballed.